Welcome back to Dinar Shift, where we cut through the noise to bring you the most critical developments surrounding the currency markets that matter to you. Today, we are diving into a developing story that has the potential to fundamentally reshape the landscape for everyone who has been tracking the trajectory of the Iraqi dinar. We are not here to discuss unverified internet rumors, recycled theories from months ago, or the typical speculation that floods social media forums without any substance behind it. Instead, we are focusing entirely on a structured, real-time update involving one of the most significant financial institutions in the United States. This is an event that is currently sending ripple effects through the global currency community, catching the attention of analysts and long-term observers alike. We are talking about a specific, confirmed action taken within the banking system that suggests a major pivot is underway, one that moves us away from theoretical discussions and into the realm of tangible banking operations. The core of this update centers on a specific numerical value that has allegedly been fixed within the internal systems of a major Tier 1 bank. According to the latest reports coming from credible sources monitoring these financial shifts, the Iraqi dinar has just been fixed at a rate of $2.31. This new development is already igniting serious conversations among major currency analysts, private investors, international exchange desks, and the community of long-term holders who have been patiently waiting for concrete progress for over a decade. I want you to stay with me through every minute of this report because we are going to deconstruct exactly what this means. The rate of $2.31 is not just an arbitrary figure thrown out by a teller, it acts as a message, a definitive signal, and a confirmation that something deeper, larger, and far more synchronized is finally unfolding within the mechanisms of the global financial system. If you are currently holding dinar, this specific update may finally provide you with the clarity, direction, and strategic advantage you have been searching for amidst years of confusion. We are going to break this down step by step, relying on calm, simple, and clear facts to understand the magnitude of this situation. The update begins with the concept of the fixed rate itself, because the number $2.31 is absolutely not random. When a major bank sets a fixed rate rather than relying on a fluctuating market rate that changes by the second, it implies that they have completed several layers of rigorous internal verification. It suggests that compliance processing, liquidity assessment, and regional coordination have all been satisfied. A fixed rate is not something that large-scale banks assign lightly or without tremendous corporate oversight. It requires a synchronized, decision-making process between their foreign currency department, their legal teams, international operations, and risk management divisions. Therefore, the moment you hear that a confirmed rate of $2.31 is locked inside the banking system, it signifies that serious groundwork has already taken place behind the scenes to make that number viable. For dinar holders, this fixed rate represents the culmination of years of waiting, analyzing, and hoping, finally turning into something that looks and feels tangible. The existence of a fixed rate effectively removes the cloud of uncertainty that has dominated the narrative of this currency for so long. Instead of watching daily fractional fluctuations on a screen, hearing contradictory rumors from various online personalities, or waiting for official government announcements that never seem to arrive, holders now have a specific number that offers genuine clarity. Clarity is the first major sign of legitimate movement, showing that the banking system is no longer just preparing for a theoretical event, but is actually in the process of implementing it. Let us take a moment to discuss why this fixed rate matters more right now than in previous updates or periods of high speculation. Over the last few years, we have all watched the Iraqi financial restructuring happen in various slow-moving phases. We have seen government adjustments, shifts toward digital banking, international agreements being signed, and internal monetary reforms being passed. However, while all of those steps were absolutely necessary for the health of the Iraqi economy, none of them directly affected the everyday dinar holder in a way they could feel. They were necessary foundational steps, but they remained behind-the-scenes events that did not change the value in your hand. A fixed rate, however, is entirely different because it directly affects real people, real potential exchanges, and the real actionable value of the currency you are holding. When a major institution confirms such a rate, it indicates that the currency is entering a brand new phase, one that includes public participation rather than just private government restructuring. This is exactly why so many people today are reacting with such intense interest. Experienced holders understand the vast difference between idle chatter and institutional confirmation. They understand that for a bank to lock a specific rate like $2.31, they must be simultaneously preparing their physical and digital systems. This includes readying staff, securing locations, establishing security processes, printing forms, and finalizing cash-out mechanics. None of that logistical work happens unless the institution truly believes that the time for public exchange is rapidly approaching. Banks do not spend money on infrastructure for events they do not believe will happen. Understanding why a major bank would take the lead in setting the tone for the dinar exchange process requires stepping back and looking at the bigger picture of the U.S. banking landscape. In the United States, financial institutions operate in a distinct hierarchy when it comes to foreign currency handling. Not all banks have the capacity, the infrastructure, or the expertise to manage high-volume, high-value international currencies, especially those connected to large-scale revaluation processes. Large institutions with extensive global networks, advanced verification systems, and specialized foreign exchange departments are typically the first to implement new currency protocols. They act as the icebreakers. Once they establish their internal systems and set a rate, other banks watch their movements closely, wait for official confirmations, and then gradually mirror their rates and processes. Consequently, the fixed rate of $2.31 is not just a number. It is a signal that one of the largest players in the financial world is prepared to handle what is coming. This leads us to a crucial point about the nature of stability. Fixed rates bring stability to a volatile market. For many years, dinar holders have been navigating an environment filled with widely fluctuating expectations, inconsistent news reports, and varying interpretations of government statements. A fixed rate helps to eliminate most of that chaos by pegging the value to a solid standard. It gives you a solid value you can base decisions on. It gives financial advisors a concrete number to work with, and it provides clarity for those planning their financial future. Most importantly, it shows the bank is taking responsibility for delivering a clear, consistent exchange value to its customers. When uncertainty disappears, confidence grows, and confidence is essential in a transition as large as a currency revaluation. Now, you may be asking, what does this mean for me as a holder? That is the question everyone wants answered, and the first part of the answer is relatively simple yet profound. This fixed rate could unlock life-changing opportunities for those who have positioned themselves correctly. Imagine holding a currency that was once valued at a fraction of a penny and then learning that one of the most influential banking institutions is offering a fixed value of over $2. For many people, that kind of jump is not small, it is massive. It represents years of waiting, turning into real financial potential that can be deployed in the real world. This shift can help people pay off significant debt, start new businesses, secure homes, support their families, or build long-delayed dreams that were previously out of reach. But these opportunities require more than just excitement, they require preparation. You need to know the process, the requirements, and the steps to take so you are not overwhelmed or caught off guard when the window opens. This is where the concept of verification comes in. Banks will not allow walk-in exchanges without proper documentation, and this is a standard global banking practice. Verification includes proving you are the rightful owner of the currency, showing valid government identification, and confirming your banking information so that your exchange is secure and compliant with anti-money laundering laws. These are standard procedures for any large currency exchange, but during a significant revaluation period, the rules tend to be even stricter to prevent fraud and illicit activity. This strictness is not designed to slow you down or create barriers, it is designed to protect you and the institution. A fixed rate means more people will show up to exchange, and that means the bank must be careful, organized, and fully compliant with federal regulations. If you are holding dinar, this is the time to gather your documents, make sure they are updated, and confirm you can verify your ownership seamlessly when asked. Being organized now will save you immense stress later when the lines are long and the systems are busy. Next, we need to address the question many viewers are asking. Does this fixed rate mean the Revaluation RV is completely done? The answer is nuanced and important to understand. No, the RV is not fully completed yet. What we are seeing now is a phased rollout, meaning different stages are being implemented gradually, rather than everything happening all at once. Banks often prepare in layers to avoid overwhelming their systems and causing a crash. This preparation includes rate locking, liquidity testing, verification scripting, staff training, and communication coordination. The fixed rate is a major milestone, arguably one of the biggest, but it is still just one step in a larger, multifaceted picture. Think of the RV like a long bridge that connects two economic realities. You do not cross it in one giant jump, you cross it in sections. Today, with this news, we have just crossed one of the biggest sections so far. What makes this update even more significant is the global ripple effect it may trigger across other markets. Anytime a major bank establishes a fixed rate on a currency tied to a long-anticipated revaluation, financial markets watch closely. Investors analyze the move, currency desks adjust their projections, International partners review their agreements, and other banks begin running internal simulations to prepare for matching the rate once official green lights spread across the sector. A fixed rate creates momentum that is hard to reverse. It tells the financial world that something has shifted fundamentally, and once momentum begins in the banking sector, it is very difficult to stop. Now let us talk about the practical process of accessing the rate itself. It is vital to understand that not every branch will handle dinar immediately. High-volume foreign currency exchanges are usually managed through designated branches that possess specialized equipment and trained staff. If you walk into a small local branch asking about the dinar, they may not have the system updates yet, or even know what you are talking about. That is why it is always important to call ahead and verify. You want to speak with their foreign currency department specifically, confirm whether they are participating in this new rate, and schedule an appointment if possible. This simple step will save you time and frustration. It also ensures you are going to the right place at the right time. Another critical point to keep in mind is that limits may apply. Banks often impose daily or per-person caps during major currency transitions to maintain a liquidity balance. This is not a restriction meant to cheat you, it is a protective measure to ensure the bank stays solvent. Liquidity management is essential during large exchanges because the institution must ensure there is enough capacity to handle the volume of customers seeking to exchange funds. So, be prepared for the possibility of staged exchanges, where you may not be able to exchange everything in a single visit. This does not mean you lose value, it simply means the process happens in organized steps rather than all at once. This is how the bank ensures fair access to everyone and prevents a run on their reserves. Many holders have also been asking whether other institutions may offer higher rates than the $2.31 reported. While it is possible in certain competitive markets for rate variations to occur, large banks usually coordinate to avoid major discrepancies that could cause public confusion or arbitrage. The fixed rate of $2.31 serves as a strong benchmark for the entire industry. It is intentionally designed to set a tone for the market and create stability. When one major institution adopts a firm number, others generally align to maintain consistency and prevent chaos. Now, let's zoom out even further and examine why this moment is so different from previous years of speculation. In the past, updates were vague, inconsistent, or unverified rumors from anonymous sources. But today's development is not about rumors, it is about structural banking action that can be verified by the systems being put in place. When a financial institution locks a rate, it means they have completed internal checks that are rigorous and expensive. These checks include everything from note authentication training for tellers, security protocol testing, digital system updating, and verification workflows. For an institution to finalize such systems requires time, resources, and corporate approval, and they simply would not do any of this if the process wasn't moving forward. This brings us to an important emotional point for many holders who have been on this journey for years. Patience has been difficult, and at times, painful. The Dinar community has endured years of mixed messages, delayed progress, and shifting timelines. That is why today's update matters so much. It shows that your patience was not wasted. The steps happening now are visible, measurable, and tied to real bank operations rather than vague political promises. This is the kind of confirmation many people thought they would never see, and now it is finally happening right in front of us. But even with this exciting progress, it is essential to remain calm and strategic. Do not rush into impulsive decisions. Do not let emotions control your next steps. Instead, focus entirely on preparation and logic. Make sure your currency is stored safely. Make sure your identification is up to date, and make sure you understand the process. Make sure you approach your exchange with a clear mind and a plan. A fixed rate gives you the luxury of clarity. Use that clarity wisely. The next major question many people ask is how long will the $2.31 rate be available? The answer is that it depends on the pace of the rollout and market conditions. Fixed rates are generally maintained throughout the early phases of an exchange cycle to provide stability, but banks can adjust them as international conditions evolve. This is why staying informed on a daily basis is essential. The earlier you understand the process and prepare your documents, the smoother your experience will be. Let's also talk briefly about international holders. As we know, the Dinar Shift community spans the globe. If you are outside the United States, your options will depend heavily on partner banks and regional exchange centers in your specific country. Some international institutions may already be preparing similar structures to the U.S. banks. Others may wait for additional confirmations from the Central Bank of Iraq or international bodies. If you are outside the U.S., your best step is to contact major banks in your region and ask specifically whether they are participating in the current phase of the Dinar exchange rollout. Another important factor to consider is the increasing risk of scams, which unfortunately rise whenever positive news breaks. Every time a major update emerges, opportunists appear, pretending to offer special access or faster results to eager holders. Do not trust unofficial buyers, private brokers on social media, or special groups claiming to have a backdoor into the banks. Your safest and only trustworthy path is through official banks and verified exchange centers. Anyone offering above-market rates or promising secret deals is likely attempting fraud. Protect your currency, protect your identity, and protect your financial future by avoiding unverified offers at all costs. As we move toward the conclusion of this update, let's focus on what this moment truly represents for all of us. It represents progress, real, solid, measurable progress. It represents stability replacing years of damaging uncertainty. It represents years of slow steps finally accelerating into visible action. And it represents a major institution signaling that the process is active, structured, and entering a public phase. For holders who have been waiting, researching, and preparing, this is the moment you have been expecting. The fixed rate is proof that the process is unfolding, as many analysts predicted, slow at first, then suddenly. This is one of those suddenly moments that changes the narrative. And while the RV is not fully completed yet, the path forward has never been clearer than it is right now. Before we close, let's go through a simple checklist to make sure you are ready for what comes next. First, stay informed and avoid relying on random online posts that lack verification. Second, organize your documents now so you don't waste time later looking for passports or proof of address. Third, prepare emotionally for the process, because major opportunities require calm, smart decisions, not panic. Fourth, understand that phased rollouts involve waiting, patience, and sometimes appointments. And finally, protect yourself from scams by sticking only with official institutions. Now let's bring everything together. The Iraqi Dinar has just seen a fixed rate of $2.31 set within a major banking system. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is real, and it marks one of the biggest steps forward in the entire RV journey. Verification, preparation, and patience are the keys to navigating what comes next. The process is moving, the systems are ready, the fixed rate is live, and the opportunities for Dinar holders are becoming clearer every single day. As we end today's report here on Dinar Shift, take a deep breath and remember this. Your patience is not for nothing. The steps being revealed now show that progress is unfolding at the highest levels of finance. Stay calm, stay prepared, and stay informed because things are moving and the best is likely yet to come. If this report brought clarity and value to you, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update. Share this video with other Dinar holders who need to hear the truth. Stay smart, stay ready, and stay focused. The breakthrough is here and the next phase is right around the corner.